Hey, everybody. My brother and I have some exciting news.
BrothersHowDoShow.com. Think of it as this fun central hub for our entire creative universe.
And to make it worth your while, we're giving away one free t-shirt every time we get to 50 new subscribers.
Ooh, a free t-shirt. Sweet.
Just go to brothershowtoshell.com. All one word, brothershowtoshell.com.
This week's episode is brought to you by Restless Moons Brewing, a Harrisonburg original. If you're looking for a true local hangout, this is it. They've got fantastic craft beer and a community vibe that's unmatched. Find your new favorite spot at 120 West Wolf Street in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Visit restlessmoons.com or find them on Facebook for the full schedule. Restless Moons. Good beer, better neighbors. Stay local.
All right, kids, it's time for Bingo is Life.
Yar, the Harrisonburg Podcast.
There it is. Yes.
I'm still Jay's there, joined by the Bingo Boys from Prairie Branch.
Hey.
Chris, Mike, over here. He was hiding in a catering truck in the parking lot, but he's in the building now. Christian Perry.
I think I'm chafing.
No, that's the dishes on the catering cart.
And two weeks in a row, all the way from the Queen City.
Yeah.
The one, the only Mum Chuck.
Hey.
How are things in the Queen City?
I've barely been there. I've just been at work mostly. And then when
Really?
I'm not at work, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
And or podcasting with you guys. I'm like, it's Tuesday again. I guess I'll stop taking a nap.
So we represent a third of your time.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking, when you paint your masterpiece, every town in the Shenandoah Valley is going to claim you, just like Patsy Cline.
Oh, yeah.
He was from Waynesboro.
Yeah.
She wasn't from Waynesboro. She worked in Waynesboro for part of her life.
Did she really?
I'm talking,
Me?
No, Mum should.
Oh, Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline.
It's hard to tell.
She lived in Elkton, and she lived other places.
Prairie Branch, of course.
Did she live in Prairie?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right,
No.
all right.
Yeah. And Patsy Cline's nickname was Flock Shackles. No, it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did the bingo, the actual bingo
The
go?
actual bingo game tonight was fun. We had
Oh, my God.
a high Pittsburgh contingency.
What was with that?
Ooh.
There were a lot of people from Pittsburgh here.
21 people. They're all related, and they were all here on vacation.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
They
Or
vacation at the...
They came to Harrisonburg, Virginia from Pittsburgh to go
Yeah.
on
It's a
vacation.
It's
natural
scenic.
link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
It's an attractive vacation area.
It's part of the migratory pattern of the Pittsburghian.
Yeah.
Did anyone win?
The Pittsburgh people did
100.
win.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
No one won
All the
$100.
$100.
They did win. They won. No.
No, but several of them did win prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not $100 prizes.
You have a very good chance of winning money or winning pizza prizes
Yes.
if you come to the Bingo is Life
Yes.
live and in person at 7:30.
That's right.
And it's dang good pizza.
Oh,
It is good.
It is good.
It is good pizza.
Thanks to our
The-
sponsor.
It's wood
Thank you,
fired.
Rubies.
Ruby's Arcade. Yes, that's where we are.
We had a mic adjustment.
Micah just and that's our guest.
I think our guest is here.
We do
Getting
have,
restless.
We have 2/3 of regular sauce in the house.
I know, right? It really is. Oh, I have something. To
Yeah,
plug.
come on, plug it.
August, Friday.
It's the 21st.
Yes.
We're playing at Pale Fire.
That's right.
Dr. Hal.
And then 22nd, we're playing at
Sagebird. For a fundraiser.
What is the fundraiser for?
Well, there's this group of people who are raising money to give to people who just need things. It's a community fund.
Oh,
and you can just
money for people. I love that
yes,
charity.
yes, money for people
Who need more.
who need things.
Is that
And-
really? We don't know.
No, I swear to you, that is actually that's their MO. They're
Okay.
like, people come to us. They say, "Hey, we need money." We say, "Well, we raised some money. Here you go."
What's the
Sounds
name
like a
of it?
mutual aid kind of situation.
That's exactly
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Where is that at again?
It's at Sagebird.
Sagebird. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That
Yeah.
little like square of amazing places and things.
Yeah.
There's something about bubbles there too. There's,
Yes.
Is it the bubble van?
Yes.
Yes.
That chick's cool. We got to get her on here.
I know.
Okay.
We do need to
Paige?
get. Yeah.
Paige, if you're out there, you're awesome.
Yeah.
New record store in town.
That's right. There's another
I
record
can't
store.
believe there's another record. store.
Right?
It's actually a 10-year-old record store that was in Luray. And I talked to Tina Switzer, who's in charge of it. Tomorrow is the first. Is not the grand opening, but the first day they'll be opened. And they have a huge selection of
Wow,
records
okay.
and CDs.
Where? Where's this at?
It's down there on the right-hand side, on past the Motor Mile on South Main Street.
Okay,
If you're heading south and you pass Tractor Supply, you've
But
gone too far.
what's the last place? The place with the giant flag, the one of the car. The past
You're
flag.
not really narrowing it down there, Jay.
They
Under
are.
the giant American flag, where you can get cheap cars, but not really cheap cars because cars are expensive.
Right
But
before Sue's Super Nutrition, the A-frame building to
Yes.
the left. Where
Whoa!
It used to be Gentry's.
Gentry's.
Yeah, it's across the street from that.
Oh, okay.
That's specific.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
It's in the
No,
same
not
building as
Pacific.
Wilma's Pet Paradise, where my dog gets groomed.
Wilma's Pet Paradise.
Well, Wilma retired, but
Oh, okay.
That sounds a lot better than just
Wasn't
Pet
there-
Paradise.
didn't
it's where Wilma's used to be.
Wasn't it like Victoria's Secret
It's
there?
before that.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Victoria's
it's
Secret. It was
between
Pamela's
Wilma's
Secret.
Pamela's
It's
Secrets.
between Wilma's Pet Paradise and Pamela's Secret, which has been reclaimed by the Christians.
No, really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
but it's also to like raise money to help against like human trafficking and,
okay,
and,
that's
and
good. Yeah.
crimes against people.
I think
So
I got- I think
it's-
I
I think it's kind of like a good way to reform that space.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
had
that sounds good.
a bad
Well, I'll
time.
keep my mouth shut about what I
okay.
know about it.
And then I can't wait to hear this.
Go
Tell-
with your story.
Stick around after the podcast for the tea with Jay.
I had so many fun comments about the porn store, but I guess we can't. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have an amazing guest. Not only is he a former drummer of many amazing bands, primarily two in Harrisonburg, Everyday People, original drummer for Everyday
Started
People.
in my garage.
Started in his
Nice.
garage. Also, I would say, trumping that would be the drummer for Regular Sauce, an amazing band that wasn't. And also entered JMU as the director of marketing and just retired from JMU this past June as the associate vice president of marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Andrew Damian Perrine.
Welcome aboard.
You're all too kind to welcome me in this way, and I can't believe that I am in part of this membership of crazy people that are just spouting off like lunatics here after.
We almost got to morning radio stuff. there,
It
didn't we?
really was, and this is my first time I'd ever seen Bingo's live.
What'd you think?
It was crazy.
It was amazing.
It was frat boys and Dungeons and Dragon kids
Yep.
and folks from the North neighborhood and
Amazing.
a busload of Pittsburghians. And you all were just like running the show. It was hilarious.
I'm so glad
I've
you
never
liked it.
seen anything like it.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Well, you know,
that's cool.
You left out of your introduction that I also
Yes, sorry.
I'm the founder of Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance.
Yeah.
That would be like the reason that you're here. Well, one of them.
I
one
didn't
of them,
bring
yes.
that up to get your applause, but thank you very much.
No, that's huge.
But the reason I bring it up is because I
That's
am
the reason he's here. That's really
I am
fun.
so about community
Yep.
and building community, and you guys are doing it in the funniest, craziest way.
Thank you, bud.
It was just, I mean, everybody of all kinds were down there just
So
loving
cool.
you guys. It
Oh,
was so
awesome.
righteous. Absolutely. Anyway,
Well, Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance started so much as far as because I got here in 1989. You've been in Harrisonburg since when? Let's go back.
I got here as a
How'd you get here?
I got here as a student in 1981.
Okay.
Long before some of you walked this earth.
I was here.
Jay was actually already old when I got here.
Who's that guy that just got into
Yeah, he was a senior citizen.
Tell me where'd you start before you were in Harrisonburg?
Well, I was born in New York. I was born in Manhattan.
Hey.
Moved to Northern Virginia when I was a teenager, and was in high school in Alexandria, and then found JMU, and absolutely, once I stepped on campus, loved the place. Came here in '81.
Eventually got admitted to the college.
I did get admitted to the college, like most men who could fog a mirror in the 80s.
You said fog. Fog.
Is that the secret word for today? Fog.
He said fog. What he means is there was if you were a man, it was easier to get in than if you were a woman back
There
then.
you go.
It was transitioning from female to male.
Right.
So is this a saying that retired people use? If you could fog a mirror?
Fog.
Andy.
What is this transition?
Well,
I didn't realize this was going to get political so fast.
we're not familiar with the phrase, or I'm not.
Yeah.
You can
But
fog
also-
a mirror. I mean, if you can fog a mirror, it means you're breathing.
Okay. But But the reason we needed to interject then was because sometimes the word fog doesn't quite sound like the word
Yeah,
fog if
right.
you just have audio cues.
Yeah.
So we wanted to let the listener know that's what you said. Because we were concerned.
We don't want them to be confused. I'm the one that the mirror. There it is. Sorry, Mike. That's more work for you. Sorry.
Did you?
The lacerations.
So anyway, I started here in the early 80s and then left after graduating and never even thought I'd come back.
How long were you? You went up to New York.
Yeah, after I graduated in 86, I should
What did
have
you graduate
graduated
with? What
I
did you-
should have graduated in 85.
Oh,
But I graduated in 86.
okay.
And I talked to a lot of student classes, marketing, public relations.
Nice.
They ask me as a guest speaker.
Yeah.
And I tell them I was class of 85, but I graduated in 86. But the reason it took me an extra year was because as a young man in college, I knew I didn't have a chance to travel the world again like I did when I was a student. So I traveled the country, and everywhere I went, there was this band,
The Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. and I had no idea why they were following me. And that joke used to get a huge laugh, and now it's like crickets.
We're old. We're there.
Yeah,
we were there.
right.
We were
They
laughing.
wanted to know why, like, all the mirrors in their vicinity were fogged. And they were following your trail of fog.
You have one of the
mirrors.
most impressive collections of Grateful Dead tapes that I think I've ever seen. How many do you have?
Well, the tapes are gone now
The tapes are
because
gone,
of
okay.
digital reality.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of known on the East Coast to have a collection that everybody else wanted to
Wow.
trade with. So I've actually been a guest on the good old Grateful Dead cast like 2 or 3 times.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh my
that's
God!
awesome.
I did not know that.
Did you ever get to meet any of the members of the band?
I didn't meet them directly, but I was in their presence as a roadie.
Cool.
I won't get too deeply into it, but
Please do.
But Bob said hello to me.
Amazing.
And so did Mickey.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, John Mayer ran right past me because he had to get to his bus. But the other guys were pretty friendly.
I have the distinct pleasure of making a bunch of people, especially Deadheads, jealous when I nonchalantly mentioned, because my brother just somehow had never really listened to the band and I kind of heard of them, but we opened up for this really cool band and they had a special guest and that was really cool. And it turns out that was New Riders of the Purple Sage and Donna Gottschall was singing with them. And I tell people that and they're like, you bastard. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool. We partied.
Well, now that you mention it, Donna played a gig at Clementine.
That's right.
And I met her, so I guess
Was
I
that the
did.
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Well, Stevie played Stevie Ray Vaughan played the Elbow Room. Yeah, when I was a student.
You saw that.
That was in the 80s, yeah.
And where did she play?
She played at Clementine, but that was like shortly before she died. She had like long white hair down to her buns.
Awesome.
But I should say that Christian was the guitar player for the band that I was in, Regular Sauce, and we had a following, and they used to record us. Remember? We used to play the Little Grill all the time,
100%, yeah.
and we had tapers.
No.
Oh yeah, we had tapers.
There was no boards, so they were just
No, it was audience tapes.
interesting.
I've got some really good recordings. Have I shared those with you? I need to share
Essentially
those with you. If I've,
chiseling into stone.
That's right.
The music.
A very young Chris Howdy show used to listen to our band.
Oh no! So I'm really excited because I wanted to tell you this story.
Okay.
Because I was it was probably in '96, probably.
Oh wow, I got back to town in '94. So
yeah, I'm going to say it was
There we go.
95, 96. You were playing with Regular Sauce, and the scene was not a lot of people. It wasn't packed.
No, it was always packed. It was always packed. It was always packed.
No, it's always packed.
No, it was always packed.
But hold on, Little Grill is beautiful in that way. 20 people feels like a lot of people, and no, I'm saying like that stayed to the very end, and so you got these like. I mean, because you guys went there. You guys would go to these places that were.
Chris is moving his arms
my arms
around
are
in a
being
very
moved.
hippie-ish way.
So it was kind of the first time I really got to hear kind of jam rock, but I should say when they played Addicted to Love, which was always one of my favorites, you, the drummer, would get up off your seat and you had these 2 shakers in your hands and he would shake these shakers and the crowd would fucking go nuts. And it was absolutely a blast.
We
And
had
I remember
fun.
just thinking, oh my God, so one night I saw you guys. The next night I saw this band called Fried Moose.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Cecil.
And I was like,
Hugely popular.
Cecil Conley.
I was like, holy moly, the little grill is popping so hard. It was so crazy that was a weekend. That was one of my weekends when I was in high school.
Well, Cecil Conley had Cecil Fest, and the remnants of Cecil Fest have been in my garage for the last 15, 20 years.
What,
The bodies?
What, yeah, what are
Cecil
the-
Conley was the bass player for Fried Moose.
That's cool. As regular sauce, we started as a joke band and ended as one. We had
Yeah,
a
joke band. You guys were good.
Well, do you remember where the name came from?
I definitely do.
So
This is the best story in the world.
Oh, the Burger King on the corner of Martin Luther King and Reservoir. We were in there after, I don't know if it was after a gig or we were jamming.
We're jamming.
And,
Yeah.
and
We'd had some fun.
yeah, we were in a certain state, and you get your hamburgers or whatever you ordered, and then you turn around where you get the napkins and the straws, and they got the pumps of the condiments.
Yes.
You know, it's like these, and it comes out of this box, so you have have no idea what the pumps are pumping from, right? There could be a little person in there, and they had 3 selections, and so this is the mid '90s, right? So things were different then, and they had mustard, ketchup, and regular sauce, and we were in such a state of mind that we were very curious. What is the flavor of regular sauce? Of course, we now later know that it was like not hot, not medium. It was regular sauce.
It was a brown sauce.
It was a brown sauce that they called regular sauce, and we thought that's our name for our band, regular sauce.
I remember
Brown.
you squirted it on whatever you got, put your finger on it, put it in your mouth, and you looked at me and went, regular. It was perfectly.
Is it like barbecue? Like just barbecue?
it was regular. Yeah.
It was
Mayonnaise.
regular.
It was like the old ketchup,
Oh yeah.
not quite red anymore.
Yeah, it was whatever had gone rancid the month before. Right.
It's got a nice zing to it.
What would have been the defining song for regular sauce? Like, could you remember?
Oh,
like,
God.
You know, I thought about that coming down here, and you know, we played all covers. I mean, there was a couple originals.
but you did your own versions of them.
Yeah, we
You were
did.
reinterpreting
There was no
them.
other reason to do a cover.
okay. Can I tell you mine before
please.
you say
All
yours?
right. I'd love to hear the young fan experience.
Because when I would go see you guys, their songs were 15 minutes.
Yes.
There
that was a short one.
That was
That was the pop song.
There was no short songs. And when you guys would do, for me, Riders on the Storm, or Addicted to Love, those two are the ones that like stick out as my like. Oh, and Riders on the Storm would go on forever.
That was so.
Well, the one that we used to open up with that absolutely killed me all the time, and you know, as a big Deadhead, I was very reluctant to force my will on the band because our guitarist,
Hated the
our guitarist Steve Gilman, did not like the Grateful Dead, and so it would cause friction in the band.
but then played brilliant leads to Grateful Dead.
Yes, he would.
Yeah.
He would solo on Franklin's Tower like
Oh, my God,
nobody
like no-
else. But
Nobody business.
we would open up with most often with The Thrill Is Gone.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
The old blues number,
Yeah.
and that would go into uncharted territories in a way that it was that the music was playing the band. I mean, we had no idea where it was going. And Christian played through a Leslie amplifier, so we didn't have a bass player. It was 2 guitars and a rhythm guitar through a Leslie, and it provided all the low end.
Yep.
And so Christian was just messing with the audience because of the
swirly.
the swirly spinning horn of the Leslie.
My brother joined later as a bass player. Action. We all had band names.
Oh.
What was your band name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Oh, yeah.
We had Mitch. Was
Mitch
Steve.
was
my brother was Action. or Brigham, and
Brigham Young?
yeah, that's what he wanted to be called. But he always wore a single piece jumpsuit. And we're like, no, your name is Action.
It was because of the magic underpants.
That he wore outside the jumpsuit, right?
Yeah, it was really embarrassing.
And we called Andy Future Drummer because he would go into the future, hear what we were going to play, and then would come back and play perfectly. And
okay.
Andy you always played with basically like marching band sticks, like these huge drumsticks, and
Cannons.
It was never quiet.
No, I played very loudly.
Yes,
Yeah.
not that you couldn't play subtly, but even the subtle stuff would deafen children. And great band, as was Everyday People.
But when Christian and I developed a relationship while we were touring.
Romantically.
Yeah, romantic. And he, instead of calling me Future Drummer, he called me Fuge, which always got me really hot.
Hey, Fuge.
I did not know this. I didn't know this.
It comes out now.
I want to go. Tell us, both of you. Tell me about your musical background, like training and whatnot. Yeah, starting with.
Oh, I was self-taught. My father was a big jazz head, and I was a Gene Krupa fan, and
So did you learn Gene Krupa licks and things?
Yeah, I would just put on the records and play with them, much to my parents' chagrin, in the basement. And I actually wound up playing. I was in a band that played at the Bayou several times. I mean,
oh wow,
yeah,
What band was this now?
This is called the Third Wave. I was also.
Did you open for anybody famous back then?
No, I
They
was,
were famous, Jay.
I was also in the Space Sharks, and I was also the substitute drummer in Johnny Carburetor and the Spark Plugs, and these are all names that will be familiar to Harrisonburg residents from the '80s.
The Spark Plugs, the frat band Spark Plugs.
Yeah.
You were playing in that.
Yeah, I was the drummer. The drummer Chris Salamone, who wound up becoming the front of the house sound guy for Hall & Oates for the last 30 years.
Get the heck.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He was in the marching band, and when he couldn't make the gig, I was the drummer.
So in the early '80s.
Yeah. Really is.
Now, this is I'm the only one that would remember, but that was a really big band in town. They played.
We toured Virginia Tech, UVA. We had
all somebody that jumped up and you did some Jackson 5. Somebody would jump up and do Jackson 5 songs, and then you would do all the Animal House frat
exactly
stuff.
Right. That was us. And then two of the guys went on to be in Chicago. The guitarist and the bass player played for Chicago for several years.
The band, not the town.
No, the band. Yeah. And they said it was terrible because even though they were in Chicago, which is a big deal, everybody else was in recovery, so it was no fun.
The band, not the town.
Yeah, the band.
Yeah. Where were you played with the Spark?
They fogged a lot of mirrors back then.
The Spark Plugs would have played at what was now Joker's, but it was called something else back then. Cars was
Yep, Joker's, Cars, Joker's was later where Dave Matthews became
Midway Downtown.
Midway Downtown,
which is now Clementine.
Yeah.
How hard was that stepping in?
It was, we were just having so much fun back then. It was, I wasn't as talented as Chris, but I was, as Christian noted, I hit really hard, so I was more spirited. So I drove the band in new ways that
Pure energy.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know who Gene Krupa is, he was a real drummer, and he was a pre-rock and roll guy who would go on the Carson show and do all kinds of crazy riffs. So if you were able to attempt to play that, you were notches ahead of many other people.
Without amphetamines.
Well, actually, all this kind of brings me, so you're talking about the old music scene, and then you started Downtown Renaissance, which is currently bringing a lot of great music back to downtown.
I would argue that group is also why we are able to do what we do too. I mean,
absolutely,
because it's taken years to get here, and they opened up a lot of opportunities that allowed like Chris and I to do the kind of stuff that we do, especially like here at Ruby's. Yeah.
Now, what was the institutional structure when you started that? How'd that come about?
Well, gosh, you guys, the Howdy Shells and Jay, thanks for making that connection, because that is completely exactly the DNA of why it happened. I mean, music is community. What you guys do is community. When I came back to town, I left here in '86 when I graduated and came back in '94.
I didn't realize it was that long. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd done a whole bunch of stuff on Madison Avenue, and then started a company. And our first employee in the company was a fellow by the name of Christian Parrott. And the company is still in operation on Water Street.
That's
It's
right.
a Gravity Group.
Yep.
Anyway, when I came back from New York and came to Harrisonburg, there was nothing going on in terms of restaurants and nightlife, and I'd been living in Manhattan for years, and I thought, gosh, we really ought to try to start something. So originally, I got involved with a group called the Citizens for Downtown.
We had Bob on the show talk a few months ago,
and we should invoke the name of Kathy and Keith.
Oh,
Yes,
the Mills. They owned the Laughing Dog that was in the place where the Jack's Middle Room is now.
Yep.
And they started something called Citizens for Downtown, which was a concert series on Court Square. And they asked me to become involved, and I helped them raise money. Anyway, the fact that downtown was just vacant in the mid-'90s, after I became involved with the university, I said to the leadership, "Hey, listen, you've hired me as the head of marketing. One of the things I think we need is to turn this into a vibrant, like, college town as a way to attract people." And I'm sure I don't know if these are included in your listeners, but there's some folks who think, "Oh, so you're the guy who gentrified town." But really, it was an effort to try and turn this into a vibrant city center.
Sure.
And so the leadership said, "Yeah, go ahead and take some time." So me and another faculty member at JMU started HDR. We pitched the city council in 2002 in December, and they unanimously approved the concept of Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance in early '03. So that's going on 25 years.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I could, because I came in '89 and was a freshman at JMU. One of the first things that I did the first weekend, I went down to the little grill, played open mic there. I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And those early days when I was in college, it was we had Jokers, we had Luigi's, who would be my future wife, used to hang out. And then it kind of hit a bit of a slump. So places closed and everything. And I remember when HDR, when you started that, it was like, boy, is this needed, because it was the absolute opposite of gentrifying. It was, no, let's make this a really cool hub, an inclusive hub for all things arts, all things music. And it was really cool. So when that started, was Fridays on the Square was that an HDR thing, or was that a Citizens for Downtown
that was Citizens
thing?
for Downtown.
Okay.
It was totally organic.
Yeah.
Completely volunteer.
That was like one of the first things where people were like, when we would gather, be like, "Oh, wait a minute, this could kind of
I'm seeing my neighbors every Friday. This is so righteous."
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, we did some research and discovered that most efforts to revitalize city centers that had died because of the advent of malls, and the changes in work, any effort that was run by volunteers always petered out. And so you needed to have somebody professionally waking up every morning and thinking about it and hired to do it. And so the pitch to the city council was, give us $80K, we'll hire somebody, we'll create an organization, we'll create a board, and we hired Eddie Bumbaugh.
Oh my God!
And
Eddie,
and we got office space from the city and phones and computers, and then started methodically doing things like, getting the downtown designated as an historic district. That then created tax benefits for developers. So it was step by step. We followed a very prescribed methodology from the National Trust for Historic Preservation.
That's very cool.
And the Virginia Main Street. And we did step by step. We had consultants come in. One of the funny things, we had this one consultant come in from the National Trust. And as many of you are aware that live in Harrisonburg, that the county took property on Liberty Street to build a jail. It was a very controversial situation. It was after I'd left as a student, before I came back as a citizen. So we had a consultant come in who was going to give us an assessment about what our challenges were as a downtown to revitalize. And the first thing that she said was, well, the biggest challenge that you have is that the number one demographic living downtown is the incarcerated.
That was such a sad situation.
We should try to change the numbers there. Yeah, right.
And how are they going to get out to support?
Oh, yeah. Well, they can work on the flower beds.
For anybody who doesn't remember, there used to be another whole section of downtown retail on Liberty Street that when they had the parades, they would come down Liberty Street and turn around and come back up Main Street, and then we lost the biggest chunk of that for that project. Well,
one of the greatest stories that I remember, and this is through my father's eyes. My father was a hilarious guy, Hank Perrine. Oh, thanks for remembering his name.
Oh my God.
He came down, and he came to see the Johnny Carpenter and the Sparkplugs at the Elba Room, and they used to serve free hot dogs. And
They're lost later.
and the pitchers were like $1.50, and there was a raised set of tables on the left hand side, and some guy who had way too many hot dogs and a concomitant amount of beer lost all of them on the table.
Oh,
yeah. And I'm sorry for those of you who are still eating, but that wasn't the funny part. The funny part was that whoever was running the joint at the time came out with a wet, dry shop vac.
Just like it's Tuesday.
And cleaned off all the beer and the dog fragments. And my father was bent over laughing, and my mother ran to the bathroom, I think, to get sick.
To eject.
Yeah, right.
that sounds like a Ken Gibson story.
that's such an efficient way to clean it up. I'm really proud of that guy.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
He probably had to do it every weekend.
Get the shop vac.
And he did it while the band was playing, and the vacuum was louder than the band.
Well, the thing that was, I think people have probably trouble picturing now is that, like, we really were, the downtown was at risk of being, I mean, when people would talk about things being downtown, at one point it was kind of a joke. Like pre-HDR, it was kind of like, oh, we're going to be here, you know. The epicenter of Harrisonburg was starting to be out at the mall and 33.
It was out at the mall.
It was, and people were like, so when people hear that now, it's like, oh God, no, we've got all of these really cool places that the seeds of that were definitely planted by Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance, and it's without going back and listening to these stories, it's hard to believe that the downtown was at risk of being
abandoned.
A ghost town.
It was the only
Totally.
thing. There was a point there where Town and Campus Records was still doing good.
Yep.
Glenn's, the bookstore, and that was about. And,
That's about it.
And Justice Quick Lunch.
And Quick Lunch, right.
But
that was it.
All the shoe stores went out.
Yeah.
When I got here in 85, 83, we had the Safeway was where the county building is. That was a functioning grocery store.
Right.
Micromac was still functioning.
Yep.
Virginia Theater was still operating.
Oh, wow.
Woolworths was still over there. All that within less than 5 years was out of business.
Well, we still got jeans from A&N for a long time.
Yeah,
it was a clothing store.
It stayed longer than some of the other places.
Which is where the Children's Museum is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was cool. I mean, that was a fine.
Yeah.
You go in there.
I mean, it felt gradual at the time, but it happened very quickly.
Yeah, it went down real quick. And as in a quick aside, Neil Young played at Godwin Hall in 1983, and we were dead set on meeting him, and I bought and he was touring this album called The Shocking Pinks at the time, and I went to A&M and bought a pair of size 11 pink Chuck Taylor high tops.
Wow.
Yeah, and knocked on the door of his tour bus, and
Where was it?
It was.
Or how did you find where it was?
It was
Godwin Hall,
part next to
right?
Godwin.
Yeah.
It was part next to Godwin.
Yeah.
And this big, huge dude came to the door, and the door's, the door opened. And I was like, "Hi, I have some shoes for Neil." Right? And he's like, "You." And I said,
And then he took the shoes.
"Yeah." They took the shoes, and then Neil played 3 sets acoustic. In Godwin Hall. I mean, it was crazy.
Did you wear the shoes?
1983, he came out 4th set and he was wearing the shoes. I bought him at A&N. I bought him at A&N.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The night before that the Shocking Pinks and Neil Young played, we were in Midway downtown, which is, I guess now Clementine. Is that right?
Yeah.
And we were in Midway, and all these guys came in to the bar with like those satin tour jackets.
Oh, yeah.
That the players, and this one guy walked right by me, and his they had their name in script.
Yeah.
On the tour jacket like they used to do, and it was Tim Drummond.
Oh, cool. Yeah. He was
man.
the pedal. No, he's not.
No, he was the bass player
bass
for like
player, yeah.
he played bass on James Brown's Sex Machine. I mean, he was like the number one guy of all time.
right.
And he was touring with Neil.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey Tim, wow, welcome to town. I guess you're playing with Neil tomorrow." And he looked at his jacket and he said, "What gives you that idea?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, man, just trying to be cool." And he says, "Where are the drugs?"
Cut the crap, kid. Where's the
right,
drugs?
Exactly, right. I was trying to be friendly.
No, they don't want that.
And they were at A&N. That's what's weird. There was a section behind the raincoats.
Right.
You know, Andy, I don't know if you would include this on your resume, but it just occurs to me you also were a playwright.
Yeah. I wrote a couple plays.
And at least one of them was performed with Christian Perrine and Jay Zare.
I'm so glad I didn't even think about this to bring up, but
We're right here, man. No,
Right. Here's the cast. I'm sorry I didn't think of it.
I didn't think of it till just now.
Yeah, I wrote.
me neither.
There's really been a lot
Just
in your
for
lives.
just for the casual listener, these guys are really old.
This may not come through.
Andy still
I
has,
just wanna make
Andy
sure
still has
I
all
make
his
it-
hair.
Well, I wrote a couple plays. One of them was called Basements, and it was a 3-act play that all took place in basements
Oh, I love
of
that
people's
play.
houses. And then I
It
wrote.
was so good. It was so good.
Oh, thanks, Christian.
Oh, my God.
And then I wrote a play called Jeep.
That was terrible. No, it was great. That was a great play.
And you, Jay, and Christian, you were the 2 principal characters in the play.
So neat.
And the and this is a confessional.
Oh, God.
And I can tell this as an older man. My father's been dead for 18 years. But the play was about my father, and he came to see it.
Oh no!
He was in the audience one of the 3 or 4 nights.
Did we know that?
I don't know if you did.
Did he?
I know that.
But you remember about what the play was about? Was about seeing your father as a person that is not your father, as just a regular guy in the world. And I thought it was kind of revelatory. And my father saw it with my mom, and we went out to dinner afterwards. What the hell was that about?
Oh no!
He was born in 32. They didn't have any insight back then. There was no self-reflection among those old fuckers.
Too much fog on the mirrors.
Where was it put on? At
Oh,
Corksburg?
no, it was Basements was at the old
Wampler Theater.
the Wampler Theater,
The old chicken house. It was Theater 2,
which is now a
torn
parking
down.
lot.
Yeah.
As
Sadly.
JMU will do.
Yep.
And then Jeep was put on at the theater that is now Gravity Group.
What is it about spaces? Because I feel like the Little Grill was like that for me.
It was.
in the late '90s, 2000, all through the 2000s. That was a space of like, hey, this is your space.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, be here, learn,
Be here,
grow here.
Yeah, do
Find yourself or
There
whatever.
were rules. There was rules, but
Yeah.
they were
I-
loose.
I
They were
think
loose.
I think you guys are doing this here.
You totally are.
Yeah.
Here at Ruby's, you guys have made a space that is activated in a way that is completely community, surprisingly new and different. I mean, this is the first time, just to your listeners, I came down here before the podcast to experience some of the
bingo.
bingo's life, and there was every kind of people here, and it was righteous. It was a lot louder than I like anymore now that I'm old.
It's very loud.
Jay's there nodding his head.
But it was so fabulous, and this is what those spaces were like back then.
Yes.
And so the idea of multiplying that, figuring out how to get investment and people interested in making more spaces was what we were after.
Yeah.
And now that we're in the phase of people saying, I want more IRL. I am tired of my device. I want more in real life. This is the coolest reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there are some parallels now between that vibe of people who are saying they want more in reality, more genuine. They want things that are genuine. And if that is kind of parallels where you were back when it was an abandoned space, like here's an opportunity.
Yeah.
So let's try to find that space for people because they clearly want it, and I think we absolutely need it. Not just in Harrisonburg, just everywhere.
I'm going to make a ham-handed segue, and this sounds like, it's an excuse to work in. No, our sponsor,
absolutely.
Restless Moons, is one of those places
Yeah,
where
right.
that space that they have is, oh my gosh, I've seen every kind of performance, every kind of band play there, and they're opening up Wizard Mode, which is
right.
And Wizard Mode has just put a Facebook post out there saying, hey, if you've got ideas for events, shows,
That's cool.
specialty nights, hit me up. So that would be Davis Cabrera.
Well, Andy, out of all the things that you've seen HCR, is there anything that stands out that you're like very proud of to know that you were part of?
Well, but before I go on to self-aggrandizing, first of all, I think that Jeff and his new space is really something everybody ought to be really interested in.
Yeah.
But the difference between what we were doing back then,
right,
with activating spaces that were inactive.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Do you have any luggage at Concourse C? Do you have any? They're making announcements right now. Do you have anything?
Oh, got to get to the gate.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize my flight was leaving.
Got to get to Des Moines.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, the thing that we were doing back in the 80s was activating inactive spaces, but we didn't have anything else.
right.
We didn't have devices. We didn't have cellular. We didn't have the internet. And so it was the same kind of hunger for interaction, but it was not a reaction to something else. It was just a need for gathering. The same thing is happening now, but it is in response to a negative reality.
Oh, interesting.
And I, my kids are 27 and 29. They are so through. They're getting off their social media.
Right.
They're getting flip phones. Because I won't pay for their other phones anymore. Just kidding, Neil. I think that it's the same kind of compulsion. But it's a different reason why.
Right.
And it was a search for something before. Now it's a reaction to something.
Right.
So it was a positive look. And now it's a negative response.
Yeah.
But I think both of them are positive.
Yeah.
And I think they're both righteous.
Right.
And so, I guess to answer your question directly about the most proudest thing, creating an organization is a really huge effort. To create a board, to create bylaws, to get a budget together. I mean, all that stuff is hugely involved and a great effort. But really, the greatest feeling that I have of accomplishment is when I see people, tonight is a great example. What you guys are doing tonight and seeing all the people of every kind of people down here. I mean, that is so gratifying.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. It's not like, well, this building came to be or this thing happened. No, it's seeing the human interaction.
Yeah.
And the kids running around here tonight. I mean, it's just fabulous.
Right.
That is where it's at. The Levitt amp, that's tomorrow night. When you go down there and there's 75,000 bubbles and 15 dogs and 47 children running around. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't take responsibility for that, but I was definitely part of making that happen.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
really where it's at.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I definitely wanted to say thank you because, like, I really do. I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. I really feel like the kind of stuff that we do in a lot of different ways with the band, with Chris and I, it's because HDR was there and you were a big part of it. So thank you.
Well, you guys are the manifestation of our dream. So you take credit. Take credit.
Man, the piece, I know we have to wrap it up, but the piece of the puzzle that I feel like is like, I can't wrap my brain around is like the Clay Clarks of the world, the people who
I love Clay Clark.
I did too.
Yeah.
And the people who have a little bit of money and aren't afraid to invest it to make it happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jeff Moon doesn't have a lot of money, but he's going for it.
Yeah.
And so I so want us to support him. Yep. I love it when people do it and make that happen. But it takes money. Mm-hmm. Like Court Square Theater takes money. Mm-hmm. I love the feel goods, but I also know like all of it really relies on us supporting it and coming out and buying the beer or buying the soda or the popcorn or whatever.
Appeasing the fire marshal.
Yeah, appeasing the fire marshal.
Speaking of because that guy is going to shut you down if you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, just if you look at him funny.
No, he's not that mean. He's not that mean. No, I mean, but like, if you've got multiple extension cords plugged into, multiple surge protectors plugged into one outlet that's kind of rickety, he is going to look at you funny.
Oh, yeah.
Not that that's ever happened before.
Huge success for the Alaskan Paladin Hunters
that was awesome.
last week. $2,000 raised for Court Square Theater.
Nice.
Oh.
Huge, big crowd.
Real quick to follow up on what you said, Chris. Yeah, it does take big money, and that was what we did in terms of rezoning and creating the historic district that attracted the money.
Yeah,
but
sure.
This kind of grassroots stuff that you guys are doing, that the Howdy Shell Bros are doing with Bingo's Life, it needs to be from top down. It needs to be from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So it's not just investment; it's also involvement.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
It really does have to be both.
Right.
And if it isn't both, the investment's not going to matter if people aren't showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are making people show up. Tonight was a revelation to me.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Yay.
It was so great.
Well, that's so cool. Well, thank you for coming in. Anyone who's listening, y'all come on out.
Yeah.
Come on out.
It's a scene. It really is loud.
You can learn more about
Bring
all this kind of
earplugs.
stuff at the brothersHowdyShell.com. That's a great place to learn
That's right.
about all this kind of stuff.
We are also trying to back away from social media.
That's right.
I know that we still have to use Facebook to tell people or Instagram to tell people some things. But if you go to our website, you can just skip over all that
Websites.
that's Facebook stuff and
That's right.
jump right in there.
Yep.
Is that
The clock on the wall.
Yeah,
that
it
little
is.
chiming from the clock on the
It
wall?
is.
Really is.
Wrapping it up. Another episode of Bingo is Life in the Books. Once again, thanks to our sponsor, Ruby's Arcade in scenic, tropical downtown Harrisonburg. Doing us 7:30 every Tuesday night for Bingo is Life live and in person on the big stage. Your chance to bowl for $100 on the vintage duck pin bowling lanes from Baltimore, Maryland. And you can listen to the podcast anytime you want to on whatever streaming platform you choose. Andy Perrine, thanks so much for coming down here.
Absolutely my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Nice job, Fuge.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, kids.
Bye. Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.